The Same Hand, Gratitude, Devotional Series. Episode 7, Movement 2, Overview. The first movement of this song looked back to our beginning and found a God who knew us and named us and claimed us before we drew breath. The second movement does something that should take the air out of your lungs. It lifts its eyes off our beginning and out onto the entire universe, the stars, the laws, the unimaginable machinery of all that exists. And then it says, quietly, that the God running all of that is also running the details of your one small life. And it says these are the same thing, the same hand. This is the truth the whole movement turns on, so let us hold it whole before we take it apart. Scale and intimacy meeting in one place. The God of the galaxies and the God of your Tuesday afternoon are not two gods. They are one, and He is doing both at once, with the same attention, in the same love. Take the scale first, because it is almost too large to think about. There is a God who holds the universe together, not who built it and walked away, but who is, at this very second, keeping it from flying apart. He upholds the universe by the word of His power. Hebrews 1:3. The laws you trust without thinking, that the ground will hold, that the sun will rise, that the constants of physics will not quietly change their minds overnight and unravel everything. Those laws hold firm because He holds them firm. And the stars, those countless burning things scattered across distances we cannot even feel as real, He knows each one personally. Lift up your eyes on high and see, who created these? He who brings out their host by number, calling them all by name. Isaiah 40:26. Calling them by name. Not one is missing. The maker of 100 billion galaxies has, as it were, a name for every star. Try for just a moment to feel the size of that, even though you cannot. The light reaching your eyes from some of those stars left them before there was a human being alive to look up. Between you and the nearest of them lies an emptiness so vast that the fastest thing in the universe would take years to cross it, and that is the near one. Scale like this is built to make a person feel small to the point of vanishing, a speck on a speck, drifting through a cold immensity that does not know you are there and would not change if you were not. That is what the heavens do to us when we are honest about their size. They are magnificent, and they are utterly indifferent. Hold that feeling for a second, because the song is about to take it and turn it completely inside out. Now hold that, and turn to the intimacy, because here is where it becomes almost unbearable. That same God is not merely managing the cosmos in broad strokes, while your life runs on its own down here. He is laying out the details of your path with the same care He gives the stars. Every event, every circumstance, every turn you did not understand at the time, He is making use of all of it, for your good and for His glory. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? Jesus asked. And not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. But even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Matthew 10:29-30. The hairs of your head. He is not keeping vague track of you. He knows the count. And the psalmist, reaching for some way to measure how often God's mind turns toward us, gives up and reaches for the beach. How precious to me are your thoughts, O God! How vast is the sum of them! If I would count them, they are more than the sand. Psalm 139:17-18. Not His thoughts about the universe, His thoughts about you. More than the sand on every shore. And now put the 2 halves in the same hand and feel what happens, because this is the heart of it. We might expect the scale to swallow the intimacy, to assume that a God big enough to run the cosmos must surely be too busy, too vast, too far away to bother with the small particulars of a single person. That is how power usually works in our experience. The bigger the operation, the less the individual matters. But God turns that completely upside down. The one who is high and lifted up, who inhabits eternity, says of Himself that He dwells in the high and holy place, and also with Him who is of a contrite and lowly spirit. Isaiah 57:15. Both. the high place and the low heart at once. And then the song's deepest claim, which Scripture makes even sharper. You do not merely matter as much as the stars, you matter more. Here is how we know it, and it is the most staggering proof imaginable. God calls the stars by name, but He did not die for the stars. He did not give His Son for the galaxies. He who did not spare His own Son, but gave Him up for us all, Romans 8:32. For us, for you. The Son of God loved me and gave Himself for me, Galatians 2:20. The universe, for all its glory, is the backdrop. You are what the story is about. All that power, all that scale, all that holding together of laws and stars. And at the center of His attention is not the machinery of the cosmos, but a person He loved enough to die for. The stars are held by His hand. You are held against His heart. I have to say one thing clearly here, because a God this detailed can be misheard. To hear that He numbers your hairs and orders your circumstances can sound, to a tired or suspicious heart, like surveillance, like a cosmic micromanager hovering over every atom, controlling, intruding, never letting anything simply be. That is not what this is. This is not micromanagement. This is love. The detail is not the fussiness of a control freak. It is the thoroughness of a love that misses nothing. A mother who counts her newborn's fingers and toes is not micromanaging the child. She is delighting in it, treasuring every part. God's attention to the smallest things in your life is that kind of attention. Not a tyrant tracking you, but a father unwilling to let one detail of someone he loves go unnoticed or unnoticed. Every bit of it matters to Him because you matter to Him. And if you feel, hearing all this, that you cannot quite take it in, that the thing is too big and too close at the same time, that your heart strains and still cannot hold both the unfathomable power and the unbearable tenderness of it, then you have understood it rightly. It is meant to overwhelm. This is a love that surpasses knowledge, Ephesians 3:19, Paul says, and he prays that we would have strength even to begin to grasp its dimensions. We will spend the rest of this movement, and frankly the rest of our lives, pressing against the edges of something we will never fully feel. That the hand strong enough to hold the universe in place is the very same hand cradling you, and that of the two, it is you it holds most tenderly. That is the concept the next lines will turn slowly in the light. The hidden ordering of all things, the will moving beneath our days, the worlds held and the heart drawn near. But under every one of them is this single, staggering fact: the same hand. The one on the stars is the one on you. And it does not hold you because it has room left over after the galaxies. It holds the galaxies, in part, so that there would be a place for it to hold you.